kick, singing whistle blows like crowd noise builds. Yeah. Let's originate. Takes don't stop. Sports, music, movies. We sell the whole pot. From dog pound chaos to box.
The Browns are 0-1. Notre Dame's 0-1. Flagrant fouls undefeated. I'm your host, Rich. I got my co-host, Nate, here with me. What a week of football action. I was so excited. I was rosy-eyed and looking forward to a football season 2 weeks ago. Here we are, 0 dubs for any of our teams. Little disappointed, however, 16-1, still on the table. It's doable. What are your thoughts, Nate?
You know, this is take 15, so sounding like a bit of a broken record over there. But yeah, this is why I spend the full off season being excited for football, because once it actually starts, we remember that we root for terrible teams. Notre Dame can have some grace. They made the national championship. They should go undefeated. Otherwise, I'll be angry and crash out. We still got the Avs. They know how to win a championship, but this is why we're not excited for the Browns when they're actually playing. I mean, they look better than expected. I think so. Maybe we could get a kicker that has feet. I mean, the thing that I don't really understand, like, team look great. Honestly, I think they look good. Rookies look good. Flacco did his thing. Didn't do anything spectacular. Didn't do anything terrible. Like, he did his job, and that's why Flacco is in Cleveland, to make the easy things easy, to not be a hero, but just go out and be a quarterback.
Yeah.
So, in that regard, I think all things went well. The interceptions from Flacco, not his fault.
Neither of them were his fault.
No.
I'm going to call a jinx on myself, as I was texting everybody. Cedric Tillman was having a nice day, but, then he decided he was playing volleyball at one point during the game. So, yeah, those aren't on Flacco. I mean, Flacco did everything to win that game against a decent team. It's very frustrating. So let's get into it. I mean, I know our expectations for this team were really high, 17-0 Super Bowl. Realistic expectations for most Browns fans is 4-5 win team. They should have won this game. We should be 1-0 right now. They lost this game. There was a lot of good in this game. And honestly, I think had we not lost due to the kicking, I probably would have felt pretty good about what I saw, yesterday. It just soured it. I mean, they had no business losing that game. So, I think we'll get into a couple things, on the positive front. I absolutely, Flacco, I can't really fault him. Although he did get a couple balls batted down. So, I mean, I guess having a super tall 6'6" quarterback, or whatever the hell he is, he's not 6'6", but being as tall, he's a big guy. Dylan Gabriel, I guess it doesn't really matter because Flacco's getting the balls batted down as well. But he played fine. He played good. And honestly, if you get that out of him for half the year and rookies get to learn, that's great. That's exactly why we brought the guy in. But, outside of that, let's just get the highlights off the table. Sampson looked awesome. That dude is a fire plug. He's shifty. He runs hard. Dude, he's running with like a sense of urgency and force. I think he had 80 some all-purpose yards, but there were a couple drives there, in the second half that were like literally all Sampson. Mm-hmm. So he was
in the air, on the ground.
He was exciting.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Now Jerome Ford, I'd like to send him packing this week. I can't stand watching him run the ball. If Judkins comes back, Sanders gets a touchdown early. Would have been nice to see him with the rock a little bit more as the game went on, particularly as Ford was like broken down, as Fords do most of the second half. But that was whatever. I thought Bond showed some flashes, looked decent. I felt a little bit better about the receiving core. I mean, Judy was getting absolutely Epstein for most of that first half. I mean, it wasn't great. but it was not because of him, he was getting calls and that's what we wanted him to do was a number one. It was, obviously you saw he was getting Cedric open and, Bond comes along. We got some guys that can catch the ball. Harold Fannin, he was exciting to watch. Was he playing? I saw him at receiver. I saw him line up at tight end. I saw him in the blocking game. I saw him play fullback. So, those on that side of the ball, really excited about some of the rookies that I saw come in. So, again, this team, we don't know what we had in this team. And if I was, just on paper looking at, the stats from yesterday, I'd be excited and say, we got some guys in the draft and a couple free agent pickups that really, we got some future of this team. They just threw the damn game away, Defensive side of the ball, Mason Graham, Schwesinger. I'm going to figure out how to say this dude's name.
Schlesinger.
Yeah, but Old Sunshine, he looked good. He had a couple of nice freaking sticks there during the game. Looked good, but it is glaring opposite him, I think. They're going to have to figure that out.
I wouldn't say so. I think Devin Bush had some good stuff. He had I don't know if it would be considered a pressure or a hurry on Burrow, but he, I think, made an impact. Jerome Baker was silent.
He looked better as the game went on.
But Schlesinger, I think, was rated the best player on the defense out of the whole team's defensive rookie of the year coming up.
For sure. Miles, I thought, had a pretty good game. I mean, he dominated the second half. Hopefully we can see that consistently out of him, showing why he was defensive player of the year 2 years ago. I thought he looked good. So bright spots, didn't love the secondary in the first half. Denzel had Chase on lockdown most of the game, but so I think, as they came into the second half, the defense played lights out in the second half, and it's going to be interesting to see how this defense reacts playing like that and basically snatching defeat away from the jaws of victory there. That's going to get real old with this offense if they can't win. So, I think those were potential highlights for the game. The kicking game, what the hell? Why can we not get a guy that can? I mean, even the field goal I'm going to excuse. But now extra points, we just every adventure at kicking is close your eyes, cringe, I want to jump off a cliff.
So, I don't understand the whole, we got these kickers kicking 70 yards, 60 yard, 50 yard field goals. Can we just get a dude that's inside 40 yards automatic? Can't kick anything past 40 yards, but inside he's going to make it. That's all we need. We don't the Browns are a good team if the players do what they're supposed to do. We don't need the greatest kicker in the league. We don't need the greatest running back or receiver or quarterback. We have enough pieces that they just need to do their job. And Andre Schmidt is terrible. And quite frankly, the Ravens have Justin Tucker. Fantastic kicker, makes everything. Cut him because of whatever allegations. And then now they have the second coming.
Tucker 2.0.
He's just as good. Did great yesterday. Andrew Berry and the rest of the Cleveland Browns organization have already, you proven to the entire fan base, we don't care who's on this team, you want to win football games. Why is Justin Tucker not in a Browns jersey? He's sitting on the couch. You don't care. He's accused for the exact same thing Deshaun was. Exact same thing Deshaun did. And you made Deshaun Watson the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. So why is Justin Tucker not in Cleveland right now?
We have morals in the brown and orange.
We literally don't. Isaiah Bond, Quinshot Judkins, Mike Hall.
I know.
All of them. Why is the point of signing them when we have a glaring I don't know, hole?
Needed kicker. Yeah, I mean kicker, it's year after year, we just cannot seem to find consistent kicking. I'll tell you right now, if we figure anything out this season in the quarterback position and this running backs come through and we end up showing something at the, I think we got tight ends that can play and we start showing some wide receiver depth. We're taking the highest rated kicker with one of our number ones next year. What is going on? Obviously I say that in jest, but it just drives me crazy. Now, kicking as a whole, I think, is at pandemic levels. I saw some pretty bad kicking. The Atlanta-Tampa Bay game, there was a couple bad kicks going on in there, and it just seems consistently. And I don't get it. You don't see an emphasis on kickers in the draft, obviously. And guys get, they come in these tryouts, and you see a lot of guys that are good in college not necessarily make the teams because they don't have the like background and the track records in the NFL. But I mean, the way this kicking game's going right now, I mean, you look at like at the college level where they're lining up, I mean, kickers are drilling from all over the field. Yet at the NFL level, we can't make extra points. I don't know. It's that or we petition the league to get rid of two kicks, all field goals and all extra points because it's getting to be horrible. Yeah, I don't know, but
Another
that's
thing that
got to
makes
get
me
fixed.
angry is I don't care about Dustin Hopkins. He was terrible, and he has been terrible. We know he's terrible. So at least in Andre Schmidt, perfect in camp, perfect in preseason, perfect in practice on Friday. Like whatever. Maybe he turns out. Maybe that's why there's not a second kicker signed in Cleveland right now. Maybe they try to work with him and see if it was in his head his first kick in the NFL, or his first like regular season game in the NFL. Maybe there's something else and he's going to figure it out. If he figures it out and he's great, fantastic. But Matt Prater kicks the game-winning field goal for the Bills, and he was at home coaching high school football until he was signed on Thursday to the Bills. Tyler Bass added to the IR for the Bills. They signed Matt Prater on Thursday and kicks the game-winning field goal. So how are people like that not even in the league and they can like make the field goal that they need to make, but then this dude's supposed to be like our guy. He's been with us for months now, and you guys like can't figure it out. I don't understand why it's the Browns. I feel like they need to do the complete opposite of what they want to do. Like if the quarterback you want to pick the wrong guy, like you can't figure out a quarterback. I don't know why they can't find one that is accidentally good. They can't find a kicker that's accidentally good. Even receivers, like name a receiver that they've drafted that it turned out. All the receivers on their team have been traded or signed or whatever. They can't draft. Like I guess Andrew Berry hasn't had the chance because they gave all of the picks to Houston. But like recent memory receivers I could think of for the Browns: Anthony Schwartz, terrible. Corey Coleman, terrible. Like I can't even think of any other receivers. Like, and I mean this year's draft class seems to be very good, but like. For the most part, we can't find people on our own, and I don't understand it.
Yeah, it's a little bit of challenge. I would definitely like to see AB get moved maybe into a little bit more of a role like maybe president, and we get another GM that can evaluate talent stronger. Granted, it's not all on him, but some swings and misses. But no, it's one game, so I'm not going to get completely down. I do think there were some highlights. One thing I think I see. So who got hurt? We had an lineman go down. Was it Pochik that went down in the not Pochik?
It was Conklin.
Conklin went down.
But Cornelius Lucas filled in for him, and I didn't think he did bad. I mean, I think Flacco got sacked a couple times, 2, maybe 3, but for the most part, I think our line was fine.
DeJuan doing a nice job picking up where Jedrick left off with a couple.
He's filling in very nicely with the holding calls.
I know. So there was a couple of those, but overall, I will say this: yesterday, particularly early in the season, not a terrible penalty game for the Browns as far as Browns games go. But
I also saw, like, there was one point where we had 5 penalties, Bengals had 5 penalties, but, like, our 5 penalties gave up 45 yards, so theirs gave up 25 yards. So it's, like, even though the quantity of penalties wasn't there, like, they were, still hurtful penalties. But, yeah, DeJuan Jones is, like, 2 arm sleeves and a smoked-out visor from being Jedrick Wills.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So my point with the O-line is I think, what makes me nervous, you start seeing couple injuries, and again, they had okay line play, but if Flacco had one thing that concerned me over a couple years ago, my goodness, did he look frozen? Like, he looked very slow in the pocket.
I don't feel like he needs to be that kind of guy to get out of the pocket. Like
he doesn't need to, but he needs to keep the ball. Like, I felt like he struggled a bit more under pressure than we saw a couple years ago, and that could be because guys aren't getting open, but excuse me, I just see guys maybe potentially he's going to take some hits, and can he hold up? So,
I was happy to see he got out of the pocket and made some throws, but he also got out of the pocket and rushed a couple times. Like, he was moving. It wasn't for a lack of trying. I mean, they got to him, but like we also got to Joe Burrow. It's not like Joe Burrow's a young, quick dude that didn't get touched. I mean, we sacked him 3 plays in a row.
Yeah. So another thing, I addressed last week, Cleveland fan base is, what's a tendency to love or hate. Hendrickson, you're on the hate list.
Oh yeah, I want his head
From
taken
now
off.
on, we hate you. We're coming for you in game 2. I will never root for you. You're a scumbag. The crybaby move, you're going to find out who's the crybaby.
Crybaby, the waving the fans at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Is it me or like, did you not want to be on the team like a month ago? You were nowhere to be found. You weren't at camp. You weren't anywhere a month ago. Like, so stop trying to act like you're some big tough dude on the Cincinnati Bengals. Like, even Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, top 3 quarterback in the league. And like, he said something along the lines of like, we have one of the best cornerback tandems in the league between Greg and Denzel, like still being respectful.
I thought he was gracious yesterday.
I even think that Jamar Chase is respectful in that regard. But yeah, Trey Hendrickson can die.
Bottom line, you're on the Bengals. Yeah, you're on the Bengals. Let's not act like you're a good football team. Okay, you should have lost by 2 scores to us yesterday. That should have happened. Anyway, like I said, we're going to turn this around. If you can't tell, Nate and I are in a little bit of a funk, a little bit of a Debbie Downer since yesterday, but we're going to turn the energy up here a little bit, start focusing on a little more of the positive, because fact of the matter is, 16-1's on the table, and I honestly don't see it not happening. Go Browns.
I was feeling a little sketched out about playing the Ravens next week after seeing them being up 40-25 on the Bills, but after seeing that choke fest at the end of the game.
I'm a little worried. I'm worried about their
60...
offense, but their defense is doo-doo.
And like, even Derrick Henry's supposed to be big, tough Derrick Henry, like puts the ball on the ground. I'm not afraid of him.
Well, I can tell you one thing right now. The one rookie that barely got to touch the ball, feet are moving, no questions asked, he scores a touchdown. The other rookie, hand me the rock, throw me the rock, fumble me the rock, just get the rock to me, and I'm going to get positive yardage. I'm not going to stop turning my legs. Dude doesn't go down. And we haven't even seen Quinshon Judkins. So I can tell you one thing. Once we get that 3-headed monster going, it's going to be terrifying. We have a backfield. If I'm nothing else, I love what we are doing in the backfield right now. Harold Fannin, to have a guy coming up with catches and contribute that much as a rookie, I know he was... People love him. People love him when we drafted him. But to do what he did yesterday in your first game, man, I was getting pumped up. And we got to remind ourselves of that, because I think there was more good than there was bad. It just ended bad, and it is what it is. So one other thing I was going to touch on with the Browns before we move on. So it looks like this whole Cleveland versus Haslam with moving the team and the latest trying to invoke the Modell law. I saw that was potentially struck down today, that doesn't apply for teams moving within the state. So I didn't quite get into all of it, but, from what I'm reading, they're moving. And, I know people love the waterfront. There's a lot of nostalgia down there, and I get it, and where the stadium was and all that. That stadium's not good. It's a bad stadium. And for people that, the argument is, oh, where are we getting a new stadium? Win some games. They suck. Why do they get a new stadium? We were in a big hurry, and I get it, to rush the team back when they went to Baltimore. They rushed that stadium. And it's been nothing but construction issues since that stadium's been open. It's a pretty terrible stadium. They've had concrete issues. They've had plumbing issues. It's not great. So they do need a new stadium. They do. If we want to introduce the rest of the world and showcase the premier elite city that Cleveland is, we need a dome so we can have a Super Bowl. And quite honestly, let's not get into semantics. Berea is freaking Cleveland. It's Cleveland. It's the airport. It's right there. It's an easier drive. quite honestly, you have multiple directions you can get to the new stadium as opposed to fighting to get across the Cuyahoga, have a lake on one side. Like, it's going to be better. And for everybody talking about playing in the elements and the swirling winds and all that, we can't make a effing kick in in that weather under the best of circumstances. So let's dome this bad boy up. Let's build a nice facility that's worthy of the team that we're building right now and get over it. And I, for one, want to be able to fly in and go right to the stadium. It's going to be, it is overall, it's going to be better. And I know
It's
like
gonna be awesome.
people get hung up on what is, but I mean, go to New York. Stadiums are not in the city. You go to the defending
It's not
world
even in the
champs,
state.
or were the defending world champs. Yeah, it's not in the state. KC 2 years ago. It hurts me to say that because F those guys, but not in the city. Like, it is what it is. This freaking dog shit team here, the Broncos, they're gonna move that sucker out of the stadium, out of the city eventually when they build a new
Bears
city.
literally announced today they're
Yes.
moving to, I think it's called Arlington Heights. Soldier Field is gone. They're not gonna be in the city.
There's only
Everyone's
so
moving out
many
of the city.
places.
It doesn't matter, but the stadium will be dope. People will be going to it. So as much as everyone's going to try to protest, oh, I'm not going to the new stadium, it's going to be awesome. You're going to like it. And they can't win in the old stadium. So what? It's not like we need to stay there. Oh, we won 5 Super Bowls here. We can't leave this stadium. That stadium's done nothing for us. Maybe
The
that stadium's
potential-
cursed. At this point,
Yeah.
that stadium is cursed. Like, I want that stadium
Yes.
to blow up. I
The
want Bane to show up next
potential,
week.
the economic potential of a Berea area with the piece of land
It's
that
Brook
they have
Park, but
purchased.
we're just
Brook
splitting
Park,
hairs.
yes. But the potential of it too. I mean, you think about the hotels and the restaurants and the shopping that they can. It's a better area. You have 480. You have the Turnpike. You have the airport right there. 90's not far away. You got 71 not far away. Like, it's better. It's better location to bring
down the
people in to
street.
watch the games. And quite honestly, the old stadium area, like, from a downtown standpoint, bringing people downtown and having them hang out and spend time, it's not in a great area for shopping and restaurants. It's not. You're close to the flats. It's a party scene, and you have the Hall of Fame for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But if they redevelop that area into like a cool lakefront shopping area, like, it's a win-win for both locations. I think it is. So it's time. We got our Browns back. We hold on to the legacy and nostalgia and this and that. But can we all just make peace with the fact that what we've been doing isn't working? And it's time to start, we got to do something different, a new stadium, a new facility. I think there's some positive signs with this team. It's going to happen. So, wrap your head around it, folks. So going on to college football, some interesting games. We had a couple more guys fall. Top 10, 25 teams fall. The bright spot news this week: Notre Dame gets a bye, goes up 1 spot to number 8. So we like to see that. That's probably a product of Miami winning and a couple other teams losing. But Michigan frauds. It looks like they got worked. Fell out of the, I don't know. Did they fall out of the top 25? They fell down. I think
I
they're
honestly have no idea.
Florida. So anyway, the one that I wanted to address, South Florida. I think that's my number 2. I love that team. I'm excited. They got 2 top 25 wins. They got a kicker. They have a kicker that's exciting and gets amped up. I mean, they're in the sun. They're beating good teams. They're kind of fun to watch. So I think I'm going to be pulling for them.
To be
the rest of the
honest,
year.
I'm rooting for them as well. They took out first game. Oh, Boise State, who was ranked at the time. Not the
Yep.
most fantastic win, but they put a hurting on a prior playoff team. Then they play ranked Florida, who's not ranked anymore. South Florida, though, is ranked 18 now, but then they're going to Miami this weekend to play number 5. Do I want them to win? Yes. Do I want Miami to win to make Notre Dame look better? Also, yes. So
I don't know
I think,
that it'll matter if Miami.
I don't think it will matter as well.
If Miami loses early to a South Florida team, and it's early in the year with Notre Dame takes care of business, it won't matter. So I'm pulling South Florida. I'm all on the bus. They got a cool logo. They're a cool team. I'm all in on South Florida.
If they get through this Miami game, they go undefeated. I mean, the rest of their schedule is terrible. So That would be sweet to
Yeah,
see a new team like that. Also, something I'm very surprised about. I don't know what their team looks like, who they've played so far, but Illinois being number 9, that's big for Illinois. I mean, they're usually like a laughing stock of the Big Ten, I feel like. So that's
yeah.
pretty cool to see them in the top 10. But yeah, I'm not going to talk about the Notre Dame game this week versus Texas A&M because I'm going to just cut my losses after guaranteeing a Notre Dame win versus Miami. But
That's a dub.
okay.
I'm all in on dubs this week. Listen, we went loss. 2 dubs this week. Notre
Negative
Dame,
times a negative equals a positive.
right?
So,
That's basic math right there.
I mean, here's the thing. I know that personally, you and I are doing our part as fans. We're wearing the gear. We are locked into the game, making sure that anything that comes out of my mouth, the people surrounding me watching the game, your mouth, mom's mouth, the commentators' mouths, we're canceling out any bad juju, any jinx. We're doing our part. I mean,
Yeah,
we're
I'm
doing
carrying
more.
my
We're putting in more work than the Browns kicker is. I mean, his
I mean,
one made field goal and 2 missed field goals does not equate to my 17 knock on woods.
100%. Like, I don't know that there's much more you or I could do. And quite honestly, if Marcus Freeman doesn't letter one of us and either one of us doesn't get put up for Walter Payton Man of the Year award for the Browns, something's wrong. But to that point about doing enough, I'm not going to use this gentleman's real name, and he is a gentleman. But we'll go back to the Browns game for a minute. Mr. Affectionately call him Egg, who mysteriously got missing in action for the first quarter of the game. And while it didn't really cost us there, I think it put a stink on the Browns game that he took to basically the end of the second quarter to verify his fandom by, going shirtless. He should be shirtless because that's that's a positive win. He should be going orange brown paint. I won't hold him to that, but the fact that he went missing for about the first hour of that game is slightly suspect. So Egg, if you're out there, do better. Okay, we know where you live. If we have to burn every shirt you own until February when we're hoisting a Lombardi, we're going to do that. But it's not. This is a team effort. It's not just about them going to practice during the week and all that. It's about how much shit you can talk about your team and how much you can will them to win and how much you can yell at the TV so that they do the right thing. Right. So I'm going to toot my own horn. I think I kept it together pretty good during that Browns game last week.
I definitely did not yell after the missed field goal. I might have thrown something. I don't even totally remember. It's kind of because I wanted to freak out. I am going to pull up here the bipolar, which was your text from yesterday during the...
Well, let's wait a minute. Let me just say, I was in Florida over the weekend visiting the rent, and I was watching the game on my phone, so they weren't necessarily tuned into the game. So I did have to kind of temper my my anger a little bit, and I didn't drop any F-bombs, at least not with my mouth. I did hit a couple up with my thumbs, but I was fine, Nate. Let's see this factual evidence.
Points on the board now. Either way this game goes, I love the rookies. New era. Let me scroll a little bit. Game over.
That was a positive game over.
Can't say that one. I'm trying to find some appropriate.
Well,
I can't.
I think I did good, but whatever. It's game 1 of the year. You got to pace yourself with these things, right?
Oh, here's a good one. Cedric is having a nice game. Womp womp.
That was a
that
jinx.
That one worked out well for you. Did you
that
knock
was
on
a
wood
jinx
when you
by
said
me?
that? No.
You
definitely didn't knock on wood, and I can confirm that. So at this point, I think we need to pull out all the stops. Marv has to make an appearance for this game on Sunday.
Oh, Marv will be there.
Marv
will be there. Now,
appearance.
I will say I did have 2 jinxes yesterday. You don't run on the Cleveland Browns, and then they proceeded to run on the Cleveland Browns first quarter till we shut them down. Then the Cedric Tillman He'll make a great beach volleyball player from what I saw yesterday.
Oh,
That was
absolutely.
infuriating, but yeah.
Yeah, good thing the Bengals didn't choose to run the ball the entire game. We had them on straps in the secondary, but like first drive, we can't stop the run. Like we physically cannot stop the run. We never have been able to. I don't know why they abandoned it after the first drive. They probably would have won by 50 if they ran the ball every single play.
Yeah. Well, whatever. Better luck this week. So I did start my day yesterday. A little more Formula One talk. They had the Italian GP. It was in Monza. It's basically a start to finish win by Max Verstappen. Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri came in second and third. The Ferraris, I think, finished in fourth and sixth. Decent drives, but disappointing on their home track, which is the Temple of Speed, which is a pretty badass name if you're going to name a track. But yeah, it was a pretty cool thing. If we ever go to a foreign F1 race, that's the one we're going to. Actually, Abu Dhabi's up there, but is it Abu Dhabi or Dubai? One or the other. Somewhere cool.
Dubai.
Dubai. You know what? This new thing, we were making fun of my speech. I know you didn't start that crap last week when you were home when I could do something about it, but this week you're going to talk crap about speech. But anyway, back to the race. Yeah, it was good. There was a little bit of a controversial ending. So the McLarens they had two pit stops towards the end, and the Lando Norris pit stop, they got screwed up with the drill on the left front. So they called in the team orders to switch places to give it back to him. So that wasn't really well received, but Oscar Piastri still holds a 32-point, I believe, lead in the championship. So pretty good, pretty exciting racing. So as we're on the F1 talk, we're talking about boys trips. Nate and I have been doing a little circling action on the November Vegas GP. Looks pretty dope, but coincidentally, Saturday night GP followed by Browns Raiders in Vegas. So we're going to have to make that one happen. What do you think?
Oh, we definitely need to go that. Like, God is telling us that by November, we're going to be, 2 losses. We go see the Browns, put a whooping on the Raiders, watch Lewis Hamilton get the W in Vegas, and then go gamble away like $3K.
Well, I mean, we can say, tickets for the F1 race are rather expensive, but, I like your idea. We get a strip front room and just sit in the window with beers and watch it from above.
We literally get the same exact room we had in March, right in Paris, looking right out at the strip, throw some chairs on the window, kill like 36 bush lights, and then go out to the track and try to fight someone to get in a car, I think.
Yeah, that needs to happen. So that one's got a big circle on it. We may make that happen. I think we're going to hit up.
That's not a may. That's a guarantee. Yeah. I'm going.
It's going to be great.
I'll be there.
Sneakily, not a bad flight and hotel for that weekend. So, we'll have to get that one locked in. I think Miami.
Even if we didn't get tickets to the actual race, like just being there, you can be anywhere on the strip. You're gonna hear the cars. You're like, we can find somewhere to probably watch it or like just be around it and like experience it, even if we don't necessarily get tickets to the actual race, which might be cooler than like sitting in the stands in one spot in the track. But being down there for the F1 would be cool, and then like actually going to the Browns game and the Death Star, that'd be sweet.
I'm just going to watch Nate just throttle 2-for-1 16 ounces from the ABC store like you did in March.
It's called being cost efficient.
Well, I mean, the thing is, and a lot of people don't plan. When they go travel places, they don't plan, right? So, like, when people come to Colorado, they don't plan for the altitude. They go, oh, I'm in shape, and then they get the altitude sickness. People go to Vegas, they don't plan for the dry heat, and they don't hydrate properly. And you go there and you gamble all day, and bad things happen. So, you got to keep the hydration up.
Here's the thing. The 2-for-1, 2 beers, or I don't even remember exactly what it was.
2 16 ounces. 2 for 3. No, 2 16s for 3. I mean, that's the best deal in Vegas.
Okay, exactly. That's cheaper per beer than just buying one beer. But then, like, also, do I look like a warm beer kind of guy? Like, I'm not bougie, but I'm not drinking a warm beer. So if I'm getting 2 beers, I have to drink them with some pace because I'm not drinking a warm beer. So for my wallet's sake, your wallet's sake, and for my well-being, I have to get 2 beers and drink them as fast as I can. I
I mean, that's
think a lot of
definitely a
people
Vegas tip. I mean, you go to Vegas and it's like, if it's just your night, not your night at the blackjack table, do you just try to keep going and plow through? Do you just keep playing? Do you keep hitting the ATM? No, you lose money, right? But failing to take ABC up on the 2 for 3 deal, I mean, you may as well just go throw all of your
that's an
money.
investment that you win every time.
Yeah. That if you want to go to Vegas and win, you don't gamble at all. You just go to the ABC store and walk around, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a disconnect to it. People don't understand when you're drinking beers. I just drink like I take an hour to drink 1 beer, and then I'm like, okay, I'm done drinking beer for the night. You just wasted 1 beer. Like now you have 1 less beer the next day to drink as many as you can. And compared to drinking that 1 beer as fast as you can so that you can get 6 down in the time it would have taken you to drink 1. What's the point of drinking 1 beer?
Yeah. So listen, when moderation is important, like a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday at home, not a Friday, Saturday, Sunday in Vegas. Okay. You're not going to be like, I think I'm just going to have one. No, that's not the time to do it. You can go home and clean yourself out, eat better for a couple weeks after you get home from Vegas. But anyway, we'll make that happen. I think Miami Browns is another one. I believe that's October 18th. I think we're going to have to dial that one in too. Hopefully, I'll say hopefully. I mean, I think it depends on what our record is. We may be seeing some rookies by then and at the quarterback level, but, we'll see. So. Anyway, so did you see this wench? Did you see this wench at the Phillies game with the foul ball or with the home run ball?
Yeah, I did.
What an a-hole. I mean,
To be honest,
first of all,
Right.
why you own your own jersey when you clearly don't know the rules of a game? A ball in the stands is a fair ball. Now, if you take it out of a glove or your elbow and people you're fighting, but if you don't catch it clean, it's fair game.
It's fair game. It's full contact. It doesn't matter who you are, how old you are, what fan you are. Like, if you get that ball's yours. Whatever you choose to do with that ball, old guy gets a ball, gives it to a little kid, whatever. But if you get that ball, that's your ball. You have no obligation to give it to anybody. If you didn't win the fight for the ball, you lost out. Try again next time.
Yeah.
So bad luck on her. The entire MLB and all of their fans hate her, I'm pretty sure. But great call on the dad giving her the ball because that kid got hooked up, got to meet the dude that hit the home run, got a signed bat. I mean, he
got a goodie bag. They interviewed him. Yeah, he did get hooked up.
Yeah, she can shove that ball up her hoop. He got hooked up. So
I'm just glad that, what I'm putting out in the world is making an impact on people, because if that happened to me, I would have been every bit as cool and calm as that guy was. I would have just gave him the ball back and moved on with my life. So, I really appreciate that
you
guy.
Act like you would be like, oh yeah, I would have freaking told her to piss off. This is my ball. But if that happened at a real game, you'd have been like, yeah, here you go. You can have it.
You know better than that. I would have lit that chick up. That was ridiculous.
You would not have.
Whatever you say, bro. You know who's the happiest guy in the world about that? Boy at the Coldplay concert. That dude's like, oh yeah, that guy and his girl are like, finally the next thing happened. We're off the hook.
Yeah.
But guess what? Flagrant foul is not going to let that happen. We're on your ass. Everybody, we're going to find this chick from the Phillies and shame her because that was BS. That was nonsense to do that to that kid. But don't forget that fool at the Coldplay concert. We're not going to forget about him. Because you're not in the past. We're not moving on to the next thing. Dipshit. Am I wrong?
Okay.
Yeah, I have feelings about this.
I can see that.
So I was talking to Nate earlier. As I said, I was in Tampa over the weekend. Remarkably, I'm not going to say redeem themselves. I'm not going to say it. But I flew a red eye. So I did learn a life hack. If you're going to fly a DIA, fly at like midnight and later when there's only like 1.5 million people there instead of 10 million people, particularly down in the frontier, absolute like wall-to-wall people. It wasn't bad, but we got out on time. That was all fine. Tampa, a little review of the Tampa airport. Not bad, fair amount of stuff, but a lot of trains to get out of that bad boy. But, it went okay. But, I didn't think I had much of a story about my travel until I was reminded, talking to Nate earlier, of, so Frontier's got this new thing. And I don't know what it is. I'm on these flights. They're like 2-3 hours. And apparently these pilots, like, can't not piss for 2-3 hours. Because, like, basically every time out on one of their blades, they're, like, have to come out, both of them, use the bathroom. But Frontier's got this new deal where they push the beverage cart in front of the door to block people so that the pilots can come out to go to the bathroom. Joke's on them, because on a flight, I'm a foreign gentleman, went in the bathroom and proceeded to Gronk spike the bathroom for about 25 minutes with about an hour left in the flight this morning. And then both the pilot and co-pilot decided to go out and use a restroom. So I was a little worried about our landing there for a minute. I thought it was going to be a little touch and go and could be bad, but we made it. We made it on the ground. So I'm going to get in the last part. One of these days, we're going to stop talking about flying, but I feel like we're not doing our part to make the world better if we don't address these things. The A-Line train from the airport to downtown Union Station in Denver. So here's the deal. If that's all you have available to you, by all means, take the A-Line. If there's a unicycle, you might get there faster. It is hands down the slowest train on the planet. It's sketchy as heck. There's always some dude on there claiming that he paid his fare, and he clearly didn't pay his fare. And he's just trying to sleep on the train for a little while. And you're always just kind of got your head on a swivel. You're going to get shot or stabbed or something on that sucker. But, yeah, it kind of sucks. So, don't be cheap like I was. Pay the $50, take an Uber into town. A-Line, it's a 0 out of 5 stars by me.
Yeah, I think that we're doing our civic duty to put Frontier Airlines pit of despair in Denver International Airport on blast, because it's terrible. But your story, I thought it was convenient how you left out the part where you
What part?
did some questionable things prior to the other gentleman entering the restroom. So not only did he blow it up for a solid 20 minutes, but you had also taken
I have no idea what you're talking
had
about.
your way with that bathroom before you got in there. But that's probably why, between you two getting after it, freaking dropping a load in there, and then the pilots having to take a dump every 15 minutes on the flight, that's probably why I don't know how you would describe it, the Denver Airport lowercase version of Frontier Airlines or whatever. I don't even know what they're trying to do. That's probably why it smells like an outhouse down there. It's terrible. And no matter how many times I go down there, it smells like poop. It's 100 degrees and I think it gets farther. Every time you go fly out there, like, they move it. Like, there's another half mile to your walk every time you go down there.
So at the gate, off the plane, 8 o'clock. To get out of the terminal, okay, get to the A train, it's, I want to say it's like 16 miles on the track. 2 hours. 2 hours to get to the train and get into 16 miles to downtown. So not your fastest form of transportation, but yeah, it was pretty brutal. So anyway, that's all I had as far as sports and my travel woes for the week. We'll see what happens. I'll be heading to San Francisco here in a few weeks. Can't wait to check that airport out. I'm sure that'll be a massive shit show, but again, we'll see what happens. But, exciting week we got tonight. Who's playing tonight? Bears, Vikings?
Bears, Vikings, which we're missing.
Bears, Vikings right now. So I just can't get excited about a Bears game. I don't know why, man.
Bears are winning 7-3.
Well, We got that game tonight. We got some good football this weekend. Notre Dame has who this weekend?
Texas A&M.
Texas A&M. Okay. All right. Well, he needs to avenge us for Johnny Manziel, who also this week came out and said that
Why,
he'll...
dude? You can't talk. Like every 20 words that comes out of your mouth, like the 20th word is messed up. Manziel.
Yeah, I'm getting you roofied and abducted in Vegas for making fun of me. That's it.
Johnny
That's it.
Manziel. It's like
Johnny Manziel this
you
week.
have a list of words to like. All right, I gotta get these in here. I'm gonna butcher this word so bad.
Was I in the ballpark?
I what?
Listen, I'm going on very limited sleep. I've been up since 12:40 my time a.m. this morning. Quite the travel over the weekend. But as I was saying, old Johnny said he will forever hate Cleveland. So former Texas A&M
Actually, that reminds me.
Heisman candidate. Screw that guy. Notre Dame. Let's put up 50 on those guys.
That reminds me. Did you see? I saw it today. I don't know if it came out today. Johnny Manziel apparently has a podcast. Brought Joe Thomas on it, and Joe Thomas freaking went in on him. He's like, you had such great talent, and you just like weren't putting in the work, couldn't get together, and it just killed me because I saw these guys that didn't have the talent, but they were in there, putting in the work and trying to be great. So just seeing somebody like you that had the talent, like it just makes you think like what could have been. I was like, yeah, Joe, this dude was an idiot. Tell him that he's stupid and dumb and we all hate him. He can hate us, but we hate him more.
Yeah, there's a reason he fell. I mean, here's part of the problem. And it's one of the reasons that we've struggled to put a good team on the field over the years. Not everybody, particularly people that aren't from Cleveland, can handle the greatness that is the Cleveland Browns. And then they get there and they squander their opportunities because they're just not worthy of it. I mean, that's really what it is. They're not worthy of it.
I don't know if that's quite it, but
Nate, that's God's honest. That's the God's honest facts. That's true.
Okay.
Do we do a little shout out before we close this bad boy out? Your alma mater played Hiram first game of the year, lit them up last Thursday, so that's a 1-0. And then the not in OAC play yet, but a nice way to start the year. Any highlights from anybody you know on the team?
I know they won. I think it was like 65 or 68 to something, but I don't really know what happened. Go Bird.
Oh, well, hey, good job. Way to follow.
What?
Way to follow. Way to do a good job. At least your twin went and supported.
I had to work.
Hey, how's being an adult? That's it?
Yeah, how many times have I heard that?
No, I'm
adult life.
I didn't say that. That's a legitimate question. How is being an adult?
It is balls.
Do you have a message for our younger listeners? Stay home as long as you can. No, it's fine.
It's all right if you like getting up, going to work, and coming home and going to sleep, and then doing it all over again.
Well, look, you have a Tuesday off. There's Monday Night Football on.
Listen, this is what is wrong with corporate America. You spend the whole day you're at work, like, oh my God, I cannot wait for work to be over. I want to go home. And then you get home and it's like, all right, good night.
Yeah. Wait till you get old. You know what? This is the best kept, worst kept secret. I don't know. You know, when you're younger, it's like, what time do you stay up? Stayed up to 11 or 1 in the morning. You're just sitting around waiting for some magical time to go to bed. Going to bed at like 7:30, 8 o'clock's kind of magical.
No, it's not. I want to stay up. I want to stay up as late as possible because the next morning I'm like, oh my God, I'm so tired. I wish I didn't do that. But like, if I go to bed at 9, I'm home for like 3 hours, 4 hours, and then it's time for bed. Like, I want to stay up and like actually live my life.
Well, you could go to sleep and dream about not working.
I literally, because I hate going to sleep and waking up and having to go to work because it's all I do. When I wake up to the first alarm and it's time to go to work, like waking up in the middle of the night and realizing how much time you have left to go back to bed, it's the most wonderful feeling in the entire world. I set my alarm for 4:15 almost every night just so I can wake up and say, I still got 3 hours of sleep. Let's get it.
I like waking up like about 12:45. but I also go to bed by like 10 at the latest. Sometimes
Yeah, we're
9.
past
Because
we're past your
12:45,
bedtime right now.
Green Beans has already got a solid 4 hours in by this time.
I'm sure she's like slumped out on the couch waiting for you.
Whatever.
Landy's at the top step wondering what the flip is going on.
Yeah, they don't tell you that. My dogs are ready to go to bed at like 7:45. It's time to get out of here and go to sleep. But hey, it's part of being older. It is what it is. You'll get used to it, bud. Anyway. All right, well, let's go catch part of this game. Everybody have a good week. Go Browns. Go Irish. Screw everybody in the AFC North and everybody that's above number 8 on the AP 25. And you got anything for us, Nate?
Go Browns. Go Notre Dame. Go Berg.
Hey, thanks for Nate again with another original thought of his own.
Yeah, riveting stuff over here.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. Everybody have a good one. We'll catch you next week.
Stay classy, San Diego. Why are you saying bye like you're hanging up the phone?
I'm on a rotary over here.
All right. I love you too.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Hey.
All right. I'll call you in 15.
It's
All
good.
Right.
Talk to you later, everybody. Love you. We're out.
Come back, beat kicks and crowd noise, racial blows.